Today's prayer card is from Jeremiah 33:3, and it says, "Call to me, and I will answer you and tell you great and unsearchable things you do not know." Hello everyone and welcome back. Welcome to another crafty decor adventure. Olivia here with Olivias from at Home, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you guys 15 DIY Dollar Tree cottage decor crafts. So recently I have been diving back into my love of romantic and cottage decorating, and so I hope you guys are here for it. If you all are new, welcome. I'm Olivia with Olivias from at Home, and I love to share with you guys how you can make your homes boutique gorgeous on a budget. I'm a DIY crafty mama, and I just love to inspire you to create a beautiful romantic life, and you can do that truly on any budget. Listen, I would love to invite you guys also to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Subscribing is totally free. It just will update you every single time I post a new video. If you click the little bell and punch all, that will update you guys as well. Hey, also pop over to my Olivias from at Home Facebook page. I post several DIY videos a day over there, and I have a free group page for you all to share photos of your home decor and DIY projects. No videos, please, because I do like to keep the page, as easy to read as possible. So thank you guys again for being here, and without further ado, let's go ahead and plug in those glue guns, get out your glitter and paint, and let's get to crafting. Really excited to share with y'all how to create this DIY little side table or garden planter. So I'm using 5 of the Dollar Tree garden planters, and they're in this really cool geometric shape. I hot glued the first 2 together, so I just flipped one over, hot glued it end to end, and then added in some stones for weight. We don't want our table flying away. And then I'm adding another layer of hot glue and flipping that garden planter over. I'm just continuing to add it as I go. Try to do your best to get your seams together. You can also use E6000 glue if this table is going to be outside or in the sunlight. That would be a great idea. And then once you get to the top, you can choose whatever top you want. You could use a mirror, you could use a cute little plate. The next thing I did was I used some of this really beautiful metallic spray paint, and I decided to go a little bit glam with mine. Now, it's really cute white, but again, I wanted to add just a little bit of touch of glam to my back patio, and so I'm painting it with this really beautiful gold spray paint. And I did one layer and then did another layer after that was dry. I'm also using this Dollar Tree charger, and this is a wooden, it's like a faux wooden charger. I didn't want to cover up the wood part, but I did want to make sure that the underneath part of this was sprayed gold as well. So if you were to look up underneath the table, it doesn't look like a charger, I guess. And so I'm just using some hot glue, and I'm going to hot glue the charger to the top of my table. Again, use E6000 glue if this is going to be a high traffic table or it's going to get into the heat. And then I just pop my little charger on top of that, and then you can really go to town decorating it. This is under a covered patio porch, so I think it will be fine as is. I have my little rote table out here, as well as my little lemon table on my patio as well. And here's how I styled it, just with this really pretty planter and a couple of these other Dollar Tree planters. And I'm going to share with you guys how to create this blue planter. You will never guess what we used to make this so fun and fabulous on a total budget. For this next Dollar Tree DIY, I want to share with you all how to build a glamorous vase on a budget using Dollar Tree supplies. Okay, so we're going to use these Dollar Tree candlesticks and then some of their mini fish bowls, and I'm just using E6000 glue, and that's going to give a permanent hold, and E6000 glue is great for gluing glass on glass. And then I used a dab of hot glue, and I'm going to attach those, and I let these dry for a while. In fact, I used them also in another DIY to share with you guys how to create like a little faux succulent garden. So you guys can fill these little glass bowls with pretty much anything that your heart desires, or you can take it up another level and you can glue everything together and make this large vase. Okay, so I glued the E6000 to the bottom of the candlestick and had flipped the little bowl over. And now I'm adding some hot glue, again, just for temporary and then permanent hold. And then I added one of the Dollar Tree vases to the top of this. And then I decided to get super extra and go for some gems or little faux acrylic jewels on the outside of my vase. Now, don't mind the black part on that vase. I am going to paint this. And excuse my hot glue gun. It has mold moss from another Dollar Tree project, and that Dollar Tree moss is really hard to get off the hot glue guns, so I need to give it a good scraping, but I apologize for its rather crafty appearance. So anyway, again, I'm just gluing some gems on, and then be sure after you're done gluing all your gems on to like pull away any of those little strings from your glue if you decide to paint it like I did. You guys could also add things down inside of that bowl vase to create just a really beautiful decor piece. You don't have to paint this at all. So then once I had that done, I decided to add another layer of gems to the top of this. I just went super extra on this one, you guys. And then I decided to paint it with this gold spray paint. Again, I wanted a glam, large, tall vase to put some spring, summer flowers in, and also to kind of match in with my little table that I created. Now, I will tell you that this glass jar, because of the thin base, you may want to put something down inside of the vase when you make your floral arrangement to get it to not tip over if it's going to be in wind. I did notice, like when I was making this arrangement outside, it wanted to tip over because of the wind. And also I'm using these like dangling flowers, and that probably also made it kind of a little bit top heavy. So now I'm adding in some beautiful roses, and those are just some Dollar Tree like blooming flowers. I can't remember what those are. Comment down below if you guys remember what those are. And these are just some roses that I had left over, honestly, from Christmas. If you guys go to the Michael's clearance sale on their florals, you guys can get 80% off any seasonal floral. So continue to add some florals, have fun with it, get creative, and use whatever colors you have in your stash. For this Dollar Tree DIY, I am so excited to share with you how you can take one of those Dollar Tree garden planters and you can take a piece of paper and trace a little template, and then you can take one of the Dollar Tree placemats, and I chose this Moroccan tile placemat because I wanted to make this look like a real Moroccan tile garden planter. I've had this in my head to do for a while, so I was just really excited to make it come to life. So now I'm taking my little template and I'm drawing the little squares, and I'm going to then cut those out and hot glue them around to make it look like a Moroccan tile vase. I've really noticed that, you know, you can really use blues in a lot of your spring summer decor, and it can go with almost any style of spring summer decor, like the Moroccan tiles or the blues. It can go glam, it can be very traditional. And this little Dollar Tree placemat, I felt like was genius to put this together. I feel like it came out really high end, and of course it's on a total budget with a placemat, and for $1 for a placemat and then $1 for the planter, you can't go wrong. So once you have all of your little squares cut, I did have to go in and kind of like trim mine up just a little bit. Then I'm just going to hot glue them around the entire planter. And also you have to work quickly once you get your glue on. So once you get that glue on, be ready to put your tile right on there, or your faux piece of plastic. And I'm wondering almost too if you couldn't use super glue on this part. You guys, let me know what you think about that. This is the first for me on this one. So anyway, and then I'm just again adding glue all the way around, and I also tried to match up the tiles with how I cut them. So I cut them in wherever the next tile was. I tried to make it look like it was like one flow, although there was that one corner that I had to cut a different size. Anyway, now I'm going for it with a little bit of gold paint, and this is the gold paint from Arteza brand. It's really like makes it look really like real gold, so it makes things look really high end. You can get it on Amazon. I'll link some in my store for you guys. And now I'm just going to take my little foam piece from Dollar Tree and create a pretty little arrangement. So I'm adding some greenery to the center and then some of these little faux Dollar Tree fern greenery pieces, and I just cut those apart to kind of give them like a blooming appearance. I also added in some stones to this planter so the planter doesn't go flying off of my patio, or so it doesn't tip over or whatnot. It's good just to do that. And then I'm just using some Dollar Tree moss and popping that in to cover up my little piece of foam in there. And then voila, there we have a fabulous garden planter, and it looks kind of Moroccan and chic on a budget, you guys. I think it's a fun idea, and I also think it would be really nice to find a really beautiful stencil and try my hand at stenciling like some blue kind of Moroccan looking tile. But this is very high-end, kind of Pottery Barn inspired, or just a little bit glam chic, like something you would find at Home Goods, but it's from Dollar Tree on a budget. Now this next Dollar Tree DIY is so easy and it's so fun, and I feel like really budget friendly as well. So you're just going to take some of the Dollar Tree canvases, and they have this really amazing geometric canvas art that they have just put out. So you guys look in your picture section, which is also along with like your candles and candlesticks and all of that. But what I wanted to do with my canvas art, which it's beautiful to hang as is, don't get me wrong, but I wanted to frame mine. I wanted to look like it was a framed piece of art that I can just kind of set around my house in some little vignettes and whatnot. You could also hang this on the wall in kind of a little bit of a collage. So I'm just taking and using a crafting tool and some scissors. I'm cutting the canvas out, and then with this 5x7 picture frame, the little insert, I'm using that as my guide, and then just cutting it out. And I will tell you, I did finally order some craft scissors, so hopefully my rusty dull scissors will be remedied here. They're not exactly rusty, but they are so dull. Anyway, so now I'm just going to pop the glass back in and then add my beautiful framed art, and I really think that this came out so fantastic. I think Dollar Tree, I love these frames. They're so classy and elegant. They're almost like a dark black wood insert of the frame, and they have this gold around it. And I know Hobby Lobby sells this almost identical frame. It's not even as nice as this, for way more than $1. So again, here is another idea for some framed canvas art. I also found this cute little like shabby chic, a bundle of flowers and lamb and little donkey or horse, and so I decided to use the lamb and also the little rose floral picture. And again, these pictures are beautiful, you guys, as is, but I'm trying to create like a little vignette of pictures, and I'm not totally for sure where I want to put this yet in my house. I might either separate them or keep them together and just like make a little collage framed art wall type thing is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, here's how it looks after it's framed. I feel like it looks really high-end and chic. I was going to paint this frame, the ones with kind of the more shabby chic looking pictures, but then I decided against it. I really decided that I loved how they popped against that darker frame color, and I have been mixing in a little bit of black recently into some of my pastel decor, and I really feel like I love how it looks. It just looks a little bit more glam chic and a little bit more high end, because it gives things a bit of dimension instead of it being so overly feminine. You have that nice just contrast, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Now, I did hate cutting down this little rose picture though, because I did feel like it didn't quite fit in here. It probably needed a little bit different size frame, but I wanted it to be a collection and to all go together. So here is how it turned out. Now, I displayed it on my little outdoor patio table just to give you guys an idea of where you might want to put this. I still need to redo some little vignettes in my house to make space for these, or find a wall that I want to put them on, but I think they're so fabulous. Look for some of these beautiful new framed, or these canvas prints, and then also some frames, or you could just use as is. Happy crafting. so excited to share this DIY with you. Now we're going to take one of those little kids watering cans. It's the plastic. It's from the kids section, either in toys or in your like pool toy section of Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to take some of this smoky beige spray paint. I love this color. I think it's so pretty. And I'm just going to give it a nice good coat. Now I did run out of my smoky beige, and so I had to use another coat on here, and it ended up just being white, and that's what I had in my stash, which that's totally fine as well. But I'll tell you, I think smoky beige is now my new favorite color, and the smoky beige is available in the Rust-Oleum brand spray paint, the 2X Rust-Oleum brand. Now I'm taking my little painted Dollar Tree watering can, again, a kid's toy. I think it comes out so fabulous, and I'm just adding in these pretty little roses. Now these roses did come from Hobby Lobby. I don't know how long ago, because I picked them up from a neighbor's garage sale like 3 years ago probably, and the tags even then looked old. But Hobby Lobby does have beautiful like realistic roses. So does Michael's, and even Dollar Tree has beautiful roses, you know, just depending on what color you want and what budget you want to use on those. And check out this beautiful tablecloth that I found at the thrift store this weekend. It was $2. It's so pretty and summery. I was so excited to find it. I knew I wanted it for my DIY for this video. But anyway, I just used some hydrangeas and some pretty little roses, and I'm popping it into this spring summer tablescape, and it's just like this little peekaboo of a watering can. It's very subtle, it's very elegant. I could even like rim it with gold to match these dishes, and my husband found these dishes at an auction, and they were like $8 for the entire set, so I'm stoked to find those as well. For this next Dollar Tree DIY, I'm going to take these painted pots that I grabbed from Dollar Tree, and again I used that smoky beige and just spray painted them, and I have real soil in them, and I've already successfully killed a couple of plants this season, so I'm going to go ahead and pop some faux flowers into here, and I have no shame in my faux gardening games, so comment down below if you guys are there with me. But I'm using these tulips. I found these super cheap at Walmart. They were like $3 for the bundle. They're not the most high end, but they're going to be on the back patio, so I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal, and I just wanted something pretty. I did bend the stems down, and that helped them, you know, go into the pot a little bit better. This is one of the larger Dollar Tree gardening pots, and then I just added them to these pretty little scrolly Hobby Lobby stands, and there you have some successful tulips on a budget, and I cannot kill these, which honestly in the long run with some of the plants that I'm not that great with, I think might be a better idea. So I do like to supplement real flowers with fake flowers, so I'll have like some really beautiful real hanging baskets, and then I'll have like some planters that just have faux flowers in them, and you can even change them out if they're inexpensive faux flowers, like after the summer sun fades them out. Change them out, and once fall gets here you can put some fall leaves in. Once Christmas gets there you can put some Christmas greenery. Here's how it's coming together, all with my little faux garden planter and a faux Moroccan tile planter, and all of these plants right here I think look beautiful, and they're going to stay alive, which is what I love more than anything. fun and quick, easy Dollar Tree DIY little cake stand or pedestal idea. I'm going to take some of these Dollar Tree candlesticks and I'm just going to glue them together end to end with a dab of E6000 glue. And then I'm going to take this Dollar Tree mirror and I'm going to clip the little mirror part off of there, and that way I can just hot glue the mirror to the top of the candlestick. And I'm using hot glue on this part because if I want to change it out, all I have to do is pull the mirror off and put a plate on there or something like that. And again, remove that little spot where the mirror is supposed to be hanging on the wall, because it kind of makes it where it pops out, and you want your mirror to sit flat on top of your little pedestal or your little candlestick. Okay, so these are candlesticks from Dollar Tree, and here we have some fabulous little cake stands, pedestals. You guys know I love these. I love decorating with them. I think they're so versatile. Okay, so here's how they look. They look pretty cute like this, but again, I'm going in with my smoky beige, and excuse my mess over there, and just some little DIY ideas going on, but I'm going to use the smoky beige, and again, this is Rust-Oleum paint brand, and this isn't sponsored at all, but I just love their paint brand as well as the smoky beige color. I just think that it's so nice, and it's not quite as bright as white. I feel like it's something that you would see on Pottery Barn. Anyway, I think these are amazing how they transformed. I almost did them black or gold, and really you guys could use any color you love, whatever decorating color that you're using, go for that. So you guys know I love to pop in a secret question on my videos, and let's introduce ourselves and get to know each other. I'm Olivia with Olivia's Romantic Home. So you guys comment down below your name, and if you want to leave the state that you live in, that would be fine too. So just say hey in the comments. I love to get to know everybody. And I also have an Olivia's Romantic Home Facebook group page if you want to connect even more. There's a lot of fun DIY crafty people over there. It's totally free, and we have a lot of fun just in general on my Facebook page. I post several DIY videos a day over there. So to enter my giveaway, all you guys have to do is comment down below, say hello, leave your name if you're comfortable doing that, or you can leave the state that you live in. And so I live in southern Missouri, fun times there, and it's really a beautiful area. I have lived here for the majority of my life, and I love it here. We have all 4 seasons, and it's just a really beautiful place to live, and I'm really proud that it's my home, and I feel like it's just a happy place to be as well. So thank you guys for being here, and I will say it's nice to get to know you. I hope that I can learn more about you guys and that you guys connect even more with me, and that will give you an entry into my giveaway. And also you have to follow my Facebook page. So those will be the 2 things you need to do, is answer the secret question and follow my Facebook page. Now here's Benji Bear. He is causing a commotion. I could not figure out why he was barking and barking and barking. He's wanting me to play with him with this little toy, this little chew bone toy, or hand it to him. It was sitting next to his toy box, which is just a little Dollar Tree bin, but he's scared of the toy box for some reason, I figured out. So anyway, he's always causing a commotion, but say hi to Benji Bear as well. I love y'all. For this first Dollar Tree DIY cottage craft, I want to take 2 of these little Dollar Tree clay pots. They come in a 2-pack, so it's now $1.25, but I'm just going to go ahead and paint them pink with the Ballet Slipper Waverly chalk paint, and I'm going to play some pretty music for you guys to listen to while you can watch me paint. So now that I have my clay pots painted pink, I'm just going to take this little Dollar Tree sponge brush and some Waverly white chalk paint, and I'm going to sponge brush some polka dots on the outside of these cute little pots. And you know, really guys, this would be such a fun little craft to do with your kiddos or grandkids. I remember I used to get paints out for my kids, and I usually used acrylic paints, which I think you could use for these pots because they were super absorbent. I noticed that I only had to put 1 coat of chalk paint on the clay pots. You could probably have put 2 on them. It might make the color a little bit darker, but I feel like 1 was sufficient. And, you know, let your kiddos and grandkids just have fun with this. And then they also have a 3-pack of the clay pots that are even a little bit smaller for the kiddos to do. But this is a fun little craft. I think this would also be a fun little craft to organize for your family to do. And you can pick out some cute little flowers and put flowers in them like I'm going to do in just a sec. Now I'm adding some styrofoam to my cute little planter pots, and I just took some Dollar Tree styrofoam and I use a knife to cut it into a smaller piece. And then I'm taking these super cute little tulips. I actually found these on Amazon and they were about $12, I think, for a 12-pack. And they're really high quality. They look really real. They're not the flaky, cheap kind. So I kind of feel like it was worth it to get a really nice quality. And then I'm just going to plant them in the little flower garden planter, and boom, you have some cute little planter pots. I popped them in next to the crosses that I'm going to share with you guys how I made. And I actually ended up giving these crosses to my daughter and her best friend, sweet Katie. And so anyway, I've gotten really hooked on making crosses and giving them out to my friends and people I care dearly for. I think it's a nice way to bless one another. This next Dollar Tree DIY, I'm going to share with you guys how you can take one of the wooden Dollar Tree crosses. These come in the Crafter's Square section, and pick a pretty paint and really jazz them up. Now, I think that this is a great craft, again, for all ages. I love sharing with you guys just really simple ideas that you can do yourselves or kiddos, grandkids. Sometimes it's just so therapeutic to pop out your paintbrush, not put a lot of pressure on yourself, and just do a simple, easy craft. So that's what we're doing in this video. Simple, easy, little cute cottage crafts. I'm making this cross for my precious daughter. She's a teenager now. If you guys were with me at the beginning of my YouTube journey, she was pretty little. In fact, she even did some fun little crafts with me back in the day. Now I'm taking a pretty piece of decorative craft paper, and I had already flipped it over, but it has roses on the other side. And I just traced out the cross, because what I want to do is I want to put some of the rose paper back behind the cross so it just gently shows through. I don't want it to overshadow the cross, but just kind of gently highlight it. And my daughter has a lot of pink and black in her bedroom, so I thought that would be really pretty. And then I'm taking one of these beautiful jewels, and this is from Totally Dazzled. Natalie is such a precious dear heart, and she has this great little website. I'm going to link Totally Dazzled's website down below. She also runs really great sales. And I'm also using this paint pen to kind of outline the outline of the cross, just to kind of give it a little bit of dimension. My paint pen is actually completely out, so I got a little frustrated with that part of this craft because I wanted to have more gold edging, but I think it came out really pretty regardless. And again, check out Natalie's totallydazzled.com site. She sells a ton of crafty bling, and it's so inexpensive. I used to make really fancy Victorian decor for some really fancy ladies, and I used a lot of bling, and I would hunt for bling, and it was always super expensive. But Natalie's bling is amazing, gorgeous, and also great if you're getting ready for a wedding. For this next DIY, I want to share with you guys how to make a cute little bow for a lantern topper. And so I'm just going to take this ribbon and I'm going to fold over the ribbon in just one little loop. And this is actually just kind of a scrappy bow is what I call it. So you just take your ribbon, you fold it over into loops, and then you zip tie it off in the center. And this is a great way to either repurpose and reuse ribbon, or just take extra ribbon that is almost at the end of its roll and use. So I usually do my lanterns at the end of my season once I have all of my big mantle decor bows done, or wreaths or whatever, and so then I'll make this quick little scrappy bow. So again, I just loop the ribbon over on itself. I'm going to pinch it in the center, and then using a zip tie, I'm going to tie that off. Super simple, super easy, and a fun little way to make a lantern topper. And then you can zip tie it to the top of your lantern, or this is actually a great bow to use on wreaths. I use this on wreaths, on swags. You can use it on mantles, just whatever your heart desires for that. And then you can kind of twist it around and give it a little curly cue. And I'm taking some of these cute little tulips and putting them end to end. And the tulips, again, are off of Amazon. And I feel like they're so realistic. They're not like the junky, flaky tulips. They're really, really nice. I'll try to link some in my Amazon store, but you guys can also just go on Amazon. I believe it's a 12 to 13 pack for about $12. Which is a little bit expensive, but they are really, really nice quality. And so now I'm just going to take the bunny ribbon, and again, I'm just using up the rest of my roll on this ribbon, loop it over on itself, pinch it in the center, and then add it to this pretty little lantern. So fun and fabulous on a budget. And the lantern I did get from Hobby Lobby. For this next Dollar Tree DIY, I'm going to take this beautiful little wooden cross and some white Waverly chalk paint and just give it a nice good coat of chalk paint. Now, this cross I'm making for my daughter's friend Katie, and she is such a sweet little dear heart, and I have been making crosses recently and giving them away. I gave another one to my friend Donna, and I like to write a special note and prayer to go along with these crosses, and I know it really touches people's heart. I think it makes them feel loved and appreciated, and it's a gentle reminder that God's watching over them. And I would feel like it would be such an honorable thing if somebody gave me a cross. I think we as women just need so much love and grace for each other and ourselves that we don't always give to ourselves. So I think it's nice to create something beautiful for someone and then pray over it and then give them a pretty note with some scripture and like a really heartfelt prayer, something if you know this person, or, even just that for their age, that's age appropriate, just, whatever moves you and moves your heart. But anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and paint it white. And then the other thing I wanted to do was to just add a pretty little rose to the front of it. I wanted it to feel fairly simple. I need to go to Hobby Lobby and probably get some more pretty paper because I'm getting low on some of my pretty papers. But I thought this was just so sweet and beautiful. You can Mod Podge this to the front, or you can just hot glue it. This is a heavy duty cardstock paper, so I felt like hot gluing would be fine, and that's what I ended up doing. And then you could add a bow. These are nice to add to a wreath. This is going to be really funny, you guys, but I'm actually thinking about starting even some of my Christmas ornaments nuts right now. I know that's probably crazy, but I want to do like a really beautiful cottage theme for Christmas this year, and I don't really have any cottage ornaments. I'm going to start picking some up at like thrift stores and garage sales, but I think that might be fun to do. But even starting as early as now wouldn't be a bad idea, like doing some like crosses and different things like that I could put on my tree. So here's how it turned out. I just used this pretty little gold ribbon. It's kind of more of like a cording, but I think it just turned out really super pretty and totally budget friendly. And then again, a great way to give away your heart with a little note and a cross for your sweet loved one. Now, I am going to be having a giveaway going on for the month of April. I haven't decided what I want it to be, but I am thinking about it right now. And so anyway, if you guys need prayer, drop a prayer request down below. I love y'all so much. I'm going to pop in a clip of Benji Bear here. And I just want to encourage you guys to keep up the good work no matter where you're at, crafting, decorating, and your life's purpose in general. Look forward to the future with joy and hope, and allow God's mercy and grace to cover you and cover your hearts and those of your loved ones. So here is Benji Bear. He's so funny. Oh my goodness. Thank you guys again, and we're so blessed to have you here. Today's prayer says, God is within her, she will not fall. Psalm 46:5. For this first Dollar Tree DIY, I want to share with you guys how to make a super adorable little clay mini Tipsy pot. So I have made several different Tipsy pots on my channel before, but I'm doing a mini clay one for the first time. So what I want to do first is paint this larger clay pot from Dollar Tree. So they come 2 to a pack, and then the mini ones come 3 to a pack. So you want to have one larger one and then at least 2 that are a little bit smaller as you go up in your Tipsy pot. I'm going to finish painting these and play some nice music for you guys. Now to assemble the planter part, you're going to want to take a shish kebab stick and run that through the base of your Tipsy pot, and then stick that into your heavier one. I also added some styrofoam into my Tipsy pots, and you can do that before or after you add in the little shish kebab stick, and you just kind of want to tip them to each side as you add that in. The next thing I want to do is add in some of these little Dollar Tree florals, and I chose some Dollar Tree greenery and some pretty pink flowers. This is actually going to go in my coffee station area, which you guys saw in the beginning of my video with my daily prayer card. And so I'm just going to kind of stagger and layer these pretty florals in. And here is how it all turned out. I think it turned out so super adorable, especially up against this cute little planter table. I'm gonna share that with you guys in another later in this video, how to assemble that. But so fun and fabulous on a budget, and you can do these little Tipsy planters on a larger scale as well. For this next Dollar Tree DIY, I'm going to take one of these round Dollar Tree hoop rings and 2 of the Dollar Tree ivy garlands, and I'm just going to twist the ivy garland onto the hoop ring and begin to gently wrap it around the bottom part of the hoop ring. Now, this I'm going to make kind of one of those half wreaths. I see them on Pinterest a lot, and they're super popular, and they're really nice because they don't take up a whole lot of product, but they still look really fun and elegant. And you guys could always also paint this little hoop gold at the top if you wanted, but I just decided to leave it with just the green, and I feel like that is fine. You could also even wrap it in some pretty ribbon. Next thing I want to do is add in some of these pretty white flowers. They're going to be so pretty for spring. I want to give it just like this spring cottage feeling. In fact, a lot of my future upcoming DIYs are going to be very cottage centered. I feel like it's just a nice thing to do for this season, and really I know cottage decorating is coming back into fashion. I don't know if it really ever went out for me. I've always decorated in kind of a cottage style, just using kind of different flares on it, I guess. But I guess right now I want to do kind of like a romantic cottage style. It's what I'm in the mood for, so that's what I'm going to go with. And you guys can always remember, you can change up any decor idea that I'm doing and use the florals and colors that you guys love. So you can use any color of flowers on this. You don't have to use pink roses. This is what I have in my craft stash, and I do so many crafts for you guys. I really do try to make a point to repurpose and reuse as many things as I can, otherwise it gets rather pricey. And I also want to share with you guys how to do things on a budget. So here is how this is looking. Just continue to add pretty flowers as much as your heart's desire, but with this kind of half wreath, you are only going to be able to do about 1 or 2 kind of layers, just because you don't want it to get too heavy with that one little hoop piece. And here is how my pretty little spring cottage wreath turned out. I think it's really beautiful, simple, and elegant. You could add some pretty bows to the center part and drape it down, or whatever suits your fancy, but I feel like this is just so pretty and in that perfect little cottage style. For this next DIY, I'm going to take 2 of these Dollar Tree planters, and using some E6000 glue, which is a bonding glue, and also some hot glue, I want to just glue these together. So definitely use a plastic bonding glue along with your hot glue, and that's for, the hot glue is for like temporary hold, and then the bonding glue is for that permanent hold. But that's going to help your little cottage planter table stay together just a little bit better. And I am just using this Dollar Tree charger as the topper. Now, I had for some reason a bunch of this green apple paint left over from last season. One of them did not work that well, so I ended up having to toss it, but then I grabbed the other can of it and I went ahead and went for it in this bold kind of green. It's almost, I wouldn't say it's a neon green. It looks a little bit neon on camera, but it's just kind of like that green apple. I think it's pretty for spring. I have so much white decor. It's kind kind of fun to add just like a little pop of color. And I think these would be really pretty on a front porch, especially if you love kind of that cottage, like this cottage green, this apple orchard green. But honestly, you guys could really pick any color, and this is about, you know, a $3 little table, I guess, plus the paint, maybe 4 or 5. But it's a fun little easy way. And you guys could even put, you know, in that second pot, the one underneath the tabletop, you could even put like some heavier stones, and that would keep it from blowing away if you wanted to put it on your front porch. So these are some fun ideas. You could even deco podge some roses on it. You guys could get super creative. Again, a great little budget friendly idea for your spring cottage. For this next Dollar Tree DIY, I'm going to take this cute little farm to table sign, and this is just from the Dollar Tree. Gosh, I don't even remember when I bought it. I think maybe a couple months ago. It's been sitting around in my craft stash, and it's super adorable, but I decided to make it just a little bit more chic with some white paint. I think the faux wood around it is cute, but I just wanted to change it up, I guess. So now I'm going to take a Dollar Tree hoop wreath and wrap some pretty little greenery around it and around the hoop piece. So this greenery garland is not that thick, but if you take and layer 2 of them together, you're going to get a little bit more bang for your buck. So that's what I did for this one. And again, I just wanted this to feel kind of really simple and elegant and chic. I see a lot of these like kind of little simpler ideas in the craft stores, and you guys can definitely get crazy, and I do a ton of like really big over the top wreaths, but I'm really looking for that cottage style, which is kind of, it's a little bit more of a minimal look than what I usually do, which, hey, don't get me wrong, I'm still going to do my over the top florals, but I just thought this might be a nice idea for on a budget. So you've got $1 and change with your sign, and then a couple of bucks for your greenery. Now I'm going to take these pipe cleaners, and this is a little hack that I have for you guys for how to attach signs to your wreaths. You can take pipe cleaners and then take a piece of cardboard and hot glue the cardboard on top of the back of the pipe cleaner, and then hot glue that to the back of your sign. And as you can see right here, that's going to give you something to tie your sign onto and make it look like it's part of the wreath without it being actually part of the wreath. I guess that makes sense. Then I also took some green leaves and hot glued green leaves over those pipe cleaners so you can't see that part. And then I'm going to make a quick little loopy bow. So for the bow, you just take the ribbon and simply loop it over on itself. It's super simple. And you're going to tie that on to your greenery wreath, and then fluffy out that ribbon, and bam, you have a fabulous little easy farmhouse cute wreath. And Dollar Tree has so many different signs, you guys, so many fun little signs you guys can choose from, and you can do that, and it's going to be budget friendly. So I hope you guys are inspired and you're loving this. As always, comment and let me know what your favorite DIY in this video is. Which one will you be recreating? I am going to have a new giveaway coming up soon. I just have not had a chance to really formulate it and see what I want to choose for you guys, but there will be something for the month of April, so I'll try to remember to do that in my next video. But as always, I love y'all. I am also going to pop in a little clip of Benji Bear here in just a minute, but thank you so much for being here. It is truly a blessing and an honor, and I hope you guys are inspired and having fun crafting and decorating on a budget. thank you all so much for joining me on another fun and fabulous crafty decor adventure. It is a true blessing and honor to have you all here. If you all are new, welcome. I'm Olivias from Me at Home. I'm a DIY crafty mama, and I love to share with you guys how you can make your home's boutique gorgeous on a budget. I have always been a firm believer that you can make your home gorgeous without breaking the bank, and so I encourage you guys to tidy up your space, love on your space, love on yourselves and your family, and look forward to the future with so much joy. A lot of you all ask where I get my good morning prayer cards that I share every single morning on Instagram, and those are from Dollar Tree. They're usually in the checkout stand, so if you guys want to look for those, you guys can also find some on Amazon, and you can even DIY your own prayer cards. I should probably do a video on that, and I think I will for you guys this year. So thank you guys again for being here. Thank you for your blessing of your kind comments. Now listen, I just want to remind you all, if you are online, always use grace and good manners. We all have a voice, and we can use our voice for good. So stay positive and leave positive comments on nice posts that you see that your friends or family members post, or that I post, or any creator out there. You know, everybody is going through something different. You don't ever know what's going on inside of somebody's heart. So guard your words, and also guard your heart. It's the source of your life. So thank you guys again. Drop some kind comments down below to bless me and bless others. And if you need prayer, drop some prayer requests down below. Recently I've had some big life changes, so throw up some little prayers for me and my little family. So I love y'all. Thank you all so much for being here. I'm going to hug all of your hearts so tight. I'm excited for spring and summer decorating at this season. We're going to do some gardening and some fun stuff. Of course, tons of Dollar Tree crafting. I always have so many ideas. I don't even know if I can ever get them out in my whole lifetime. So you guys are in for it with me here. And just thank you guys. I am just honored to have you all here. So until our next video, remember, be kind to yourselves and be kind to one another. I'll talk to you guys very soon. Bye-bye.
Love you.